Hello everyone, it's Helen here with Helping It with Helen. Thanks for joining me. Today's video is going to be about divine intervention. This is a miracle moment that I needed to share with all of you. If you are somebody and I know you and you survive anything, I'm going to make a video on it. You already know I am. So if you have survived something and I can see God's hands and his fingerprints all over it, I got to make a video on it. And this one right here is just too good to not share because it involves a loved one of ours. Just a few short days ago, they were in a car crash, and by the grace of God, they are here and they are alive and they are doing well. Our family member got into a car crash in Wyoming, and they were traveling from Laramie, Wyoming to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and they were on I-80. And if you know anything about I-80, you already know that that highway is treacherous, especially in the wintertime. Like, it's one of those highways where I'm like, you should just shut it down for the whole entire winter and then open it back up, maybe. It's such a crazy, busy highway with so many semi trucks, and there's so much traffic and congestion. It's just one of those highways that I truly avoid. But she's on Highway 80 and she's heading back from, it sounds like, a luncheon for her work, and she's heading back home into Cheyenne. And the next thing you know, she goes unconscious on I-80. So right here is where you know that you would have to see God's hand in every single second of what's about to happen next, because she goes unconscious. And not only that, she's obviously probably going at a high speed because she's on the highway and she's on cruise control. So here she goes unconscious. Now, had she veered to the left, she would have went into oncoming traffic, semis. She probably would have been killed, if not badly hurt. Other people could have been killed, if not badly hurt. And so right here, if she would have just veered off to the left, that would have happened. But instead, her vehicle veered off to the right. And so by going off to the right, she went down an embankment and she went through a fence. She literally crashed through somebody's fence into their property. And since her vehicle was on cruise control, she continuously was driving in this circle at a good pace speed, like going around and around and around and around in a circle. That's what her vehicle was doing. Now, think of all of the things that could have happened even in that moment. She could have crashed into their house. She could have crashed into their animals. She could have crashed into vehicles. Anything could have happened at this point. She crashed into a rock. The rock had to be at the right place at the right time to stop her car. So all of a sudden, the car is stopped by a giant rock. Somebody had seen this happen. They obviously had called 911, but it just happens that there is a highway patrol, like right there in the area to her within a matter of, sounds like, just minutes. He was there. And so he was able to get there on the scene while she's still unconscious, but at least her vehicle had stopped because of the big rock. They were able to get the ambulance called, got her to the hospital, got her stabilized. By the very next day, she was up, she was talking. You guys, here's where the miracle comes in. If you think of everything that could have happened in this moment, she didn't hardly have any scratches, bruises, no broken bones. She could have had a broken neck. She could have had broken anything, and there was nothing, like scratches, bruises, broken bones, nothing. It sounds like she may have had a mild heart attack. That's what they were leaning toward, like saying she had a mild heart attack. What they ended up finding when they ended up going up the groin and went and checked the heart, I think it's called a heart cath, but they ended up finding that it sounds like she was diagnosed with something called broken heart syndrome. I don't know a lot about that, so you're going to want to look that up so you can kind of research it. I mean, I looked it up a little bit, but it can be brought on by different things. It can be brought on by stress, anxiety, things that we all struggle from, especially if we struggle with these things over a long period of time. So stress, anxiety. I know one thing that she ended up getting diagnosed with in the hospital was AFib, which is something that I believe we really need to look into, because I know several people who have like a fluttery heart, or they feel a vibration, or they get dizzy, or they feel lightheaded doing certain things. We got to get the heart checked out before you end up in a situation where you go unconscious. Now, I don't know if that's something that she was dealing with for a long period of time. That's just something that they happened to find for her. And they also contributed this thing to stress and anxiety. And so we already know what that means. Slow down time. God gets a hold of us and he's just like, puts on the brakes, slow down. But look at his hand in this whole situation, because he's just like, you're not done yet. I'm not finished with you yet. I have the final say. And just the fact that there were angels looking over her, protecting her, and that nothing, I mean, literally nothing really happened in this particular situation, which could have ended up being catastrophic. Her car would probably be the worst thing in the situation, and that would be the fact that it had some scratches and the spoiler had some dents, but not even the car was crushed. So God wasn't finished with her. God's hand is on it, and he sees and knows all things. And just the fact that we can feel comforted in the fact that, you know what, he'll even put a stone in the right place to stop the car. that's how like observant he is in our lives. Like he's just like, and I'm going to put a rock right there. I'm going to put a rock right there for you, because he was not finished with her yet. So she's here, she's talking, she's in good spirits, she's doing well. She recognizes that it was a miracle, that it was divine intervention. She's like, there is absolutely no other way that I would be here and that everything would have happened the way it happened had God's hand not been on it. But she also recognizes like, okay, you know what? I need to probably slow down. I need to probably take a step back and do whatever I need to do to probably get maybe a little bit healthier over these next X amount of years so that I can continue to be here. I absolutely love you. I do at least. I always wonder like, God, what was I supposed to get out of this? Or what was I going to learn out of this? Or why did this happen? And I don't believe in coincidences. So I'm always thinking he's working or he's doing something. I mean, you've heard of things like this even, like, you know, where people get into a car crash only to find out after they've gotten a CAT scan that they have a mass somewhere, or that they have, you know, something else wrong with them. And I feel like sometimes he'll use this to do this, to find this, you know. And so that's, his ways are so perfect, and we can just trust him 150%. And in this situation, I mean, obviously she found out that she has AFib, and so she's able to treat that, which will probably be good to get on the right medications, which will, you know, help her to be healthier in the years to come. But also to say, you know, I feel like sometimes there's like these things in place where it's just like, where it's like God's just like, slow down. Like, you know, slow down, like where he gets our attention, where he's wanting that time with us, where he's just like, you know, maybe new time, new season, get with me, spend time with me, you know, like where he shifts things, not necessarily in our perfect timing, because honestly, would we ever slow down or would we ever stop? I mean, some of us might, but not all of us. If sometimes he's not like, slow down time. And so sometimes there's little things that lead up to it till he's just like, stop, literally. Anyways, guys, I thought it was a really good, like, divine intervention story. I wanted to share it with you. I know that we all have them, and so I think we should all share them, where we're like, God showed up here and God did this and God did this, because he gets all the glory every day. It's all around us, and focus on some really positive things, and I guess just not all, you know, the doom and gloom and bad things, which I know that those are real and those do happen too, and so we do need to discuss them as well, but God's hands in those also. So anyways, she's alive, she's well, praise Jesus, and I hope that you guys have a great day. And if you have a story that you want to share, throw it in the comment section. I love to read this kind of stuff, and who knows, maybe I could make a video. Take care. God bless. Bye.